Hey guys, Caitlin here. First off, I just want to thank anyone that's left a review or rated our podcast on iTunes. It really helps. And last week we were just able to crack the top 200 iTunes comedy podcasts. So yay. Also, here are some upcoming shows. Sean will be in Asheville, North Carolina on July 11th. He's doing the Zoom Room, so definitely get tickets for that. I am doing my last 2 LA performances of my hour Death Wish at the Hollywood Fringe, specifically at the Broadwater Studio. And that is on the 29th and 30th. That's Saturday and Sunday of June. So buy tickets for that and check out our guest. He is awesome. Enjoy the episode.
Yeah. Introducing the podcast mode. Set to destroy. Go.
This is 5 Words, the podcast.
With myself.
Sean Patton.
And
myself.
Caitlin Cook.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to a journey you're about to take on a weekly basis where we invite a different auteur onto our podcast, which you're listening to, and they tell us a story in 5 words. And then we tell our version of that story, and then they tell their version of the story. You decide which one is real, which is usually theirs. But
it's very true. But sometimes ours comes close, and we are proud of that fact. We're talking with Yedoye Travis this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful dude. He's
Yes,
taken back
indeed.
yay.
Taking back yay.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're not going to tell you what that means. If you just hear that, like you just did, and you don't know the context, you're like, whoa.
Yeah. You'll find out later.
Get up in there and see what yay's taken back when he says taking back yay.
Very true.
And I feel like I just sort of told you.
You did a little bit.
However, doesn't matter. Yedoye Travis is a wonderful comedian here in New York. Just check him out across the board. He's got a special coming out, which he talks about later. But
yes, it might already be out by the time this episode is released. So look for it on Epix. His name is spelled Yedoye, and then Travis, like my brother, Travis.
Boom.
And we talk about the film industry, acoustic covers of happy pop songs, immigration, racism, and being famous.
Those are good topics. Mm-hmm. I like those topics.
Yeah.
If those topics were like, if there was a topic gumbo, and those are the ingredients, I would eat the shit out of that fucking gumbo.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
So eat this. So here's a podcast gumbo for you.
Yeah.
We just told you what's in it. Dig in. Felt that comfortable moment of silence to start this episode?
Yeah, it did feel really comfortable.
I liked it.
Yeah, you see? And then you have a perfect coming in after a moment of silence voice.
Yeah, it was. I like to be very welcoming.
Yeah.
Maybe that's conditioning from society.
Me
Could
too.
be. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Not me, though. Fuck. That's unfortunate.
I like people to cross the street toward me.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
thing.
With you, even.
Yes.
Like, just they
With
come
me.
with you and like, hi. And then they
Yeah.
cross back when you walk
Yeah.
back.
And I like them to cross away so that they're not following me.
Yes, I
can double check
understand
them.
that.
I don't like anyone to be on the street at all. I like it to be my street, and I just sing and dance down it like I'm in my
Well,
one-person
see, this
musical.
is what you don't understand is that it is your street.
Yeah,
It is your
It's
street.
already your street.
Damn it. All right, if it's my street, then I'm saying, hey, guys and girls,
Yeah.
come on to my street.
Street
I'll
party.
change my mind. It's your street.
Block party.
Block party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
Everybody cross, nobody cross, do what you want.
Yeah.
This
your
is our...
life.
Well, wait, live life?
Live your life.
Live
Live
life.
life.
That is the name of this. That will be the second title of this episode. Like
Parentheses.
episode
Subtitle?
Like when you
7.
have
Yedoye Travis, and in parentheses, live life.
And I'm just gonna do my best to like fuck up that context.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is Yedoye.
Yedoye Travis.
and wait.
Your last name is my brother's first name.
Yeah, that is a thing that happens often with white men.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't think
A lot
I've
of
ever
overlap.
met a Travis that's not white.
I actually have a cousin named Travis.
Oh, shit.
His last name is Jones. It's weird.
Okay.
I guess I'm not
Yeah.
living my life right now.
Yeah.
But his last name's not Yedoye, because that would be real
would be-
fucking
That would be
weird
really
coincidence.
weird.
if I was him and he like saw me be born,
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
like, I'm changing my name immediately. Like, just to fuck with this kid's head. Yeah.
Do people think that your first name is your last name a lot of the
It
time?
happens every time I go anywhere.
Really?
shit.
If I ever walk into, if I have to check into like just like going to meetings or anything like that, if I hand them my ID, they can never find me in the system because they put it the
flipped
wrong
it.
way.
Yeah.
Which begs the question: why can your system not just like fix
Find
that?
your last name first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like
That's odd.
because you say the Y, right? You pronounce
Yeah.
the Y.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a big thing. Is people are terrified of, so afraid of being wrong, they won't even try.
Yeah.
Whereas like your name's very phonetic.
Yeah,
to me, you know,
and
like-
I think people don't
Yeah.
realize that. I think a lot of American people don't
Mm.
understand that that names outside of Spanish are also phonetic.
Yeah.
And then I think
Yeah.
think foreign people see that I'm American and they think, well, American names aren't phonetic. So,
exactly.
So everybody fucks my name up.
Yeah, I mean, because Kumail Nanjiani, who his name I think is, well, I don't think I know it's 100% phonetic.
Yeah.
You look at his name,
It
it's
is.
like Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah.
And I was pointing like years ago when he lived here and he was doing a show and the host did that classic thing of like, I mean, I think when he did Kimmel the first time too, Jimmy Kimmel was like, this guy's name's hard to pronounce. And it was like, no, it's not.
It's not.
It's really not.
But I was talking about this with Kumail, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? Your name's not phonetic at all." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh God, you're right."
Yeah.
Sean,
Your
there
name is
no.
No.
Scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My name is
It's
Cian.
All Irish names are by far the hardest to pronounce.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Siobhan looks
Yeah.
like Sibahan.
Siloban.
Yeah.
Aoife, what the fuck kind of
Yeah.
name is that?
What
Have
is
you-
Aoife? I've
Aoife
never
is
heard-
It's spelled-
Aiofe. But
Really?
it's spelled Aoife.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Aoife. Yeah.
What a
Like,
dumb
what kind
name.
of nonsense
Yeah.
is that?
And my
Yeah.
friend Roisin looks like Roisin. Roisin.
Yeah.
Roy-
Yeah.
It's fucked up
Yeah.
that like English and like names from the UK are like that because y'all invented those letters.
Yeah, right.
Those are your letters.
Hey, what happened? Why do we? Yeah.
What are you doing?
I guess it's like the thing, like how like sometimes when like a singer songwriter is performing a song, they sing it differently than it is on the recording.
Yeah,
Because they're like bored with it.
Yeah, right.
Well, you can't do that with the fucking letters,
Yeah.
man.
It's all
Yeah.
about the letters you don't use. It's like jazz.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
my
all
name
about
is
the-
pronounced Caitlin.
I wish.
Yeah.
Or like actually your name spelt if pronounced in like an Irish way would probably be like Shashan. Shashan.
I'll ask
Kirtling.
Roisin.
Yeah, Shashan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is true. Roshin's name looks like it's someone. It sounds like a almost like a drunk person tried to said
It's
raisin.
got accents in it too.
and they just raisin.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's pronounced like that for no reason.
Yeah,
If
for no, but that's a fucking straight up the sound
It's
of a mic
pronounced
exploding.
like that
coming in
for
with
no
his heat,
reason.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, yeah, and then your name, it's like, Yedoye, and people are like,
The first and last syllable are the same.
Yeah.
It's a palindrome
Yeah.
in that way.
yeah. I mean, wait, so because I feel like we met in L.A.
Yes.
at the Powerhouse or Public House in Los Feliz, right?
I think.
I feel like-
I mix it up so much now because I've like
Well,
we've both corrected each other so many times.
Well,
I'm
I
like,
feel
I
like,
don't know
okay,
what to
my
believe.
version is met at the Public House, drank. You had just moved to L.A.
Yes.
We
That
talked
is
about
right.
New York.
Yeah.
And then the next time I saw you was in Athens, Georgia, at a
Yeah.
show randomly.
Yes.
And then the next time I saw you, you were just like, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my version. You're like,
Yeah,
I'm in
no,
New York
that's-
now. And I was
that's the
like,
right version.
Yay.
That's the right version.
Yeah. Yedoye. That's
Yep.
what I did.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and we drank with Matt McCarthy, I think.
Oh,
was there.
shit. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is an interesting thing about LA is like, I remember in like 2006 living in LA where like being out and drinking was
I was
like,
living there too then.
You were, yeah, Caitlin's from LA.
I was
Oh, yeah.
16.
She grew up.
I'm a youngin.
But like drinking in LA used to be like, oh, it kind of sucks for at least one person, be it the
Yeah.
person who has to drive, be it the person who drives drunk and gets in an accident, being the person in the other car, you know? Oh, but now like Uber Lyft
Oh, yeah.
changed the game.
It's great.
Yeah.
You can just get fucking ding-a-ling wasted. And that's the thing about LA I find that is LA does have a very fun like drinking world because every neighborhood's so disconnected from the next.
Yeah.
that it's like completely different. Like, this is a pirate bar.
Yeah,
You know?
and it also, everything closes so early that you have to pack it in into such a short period of time. You just get shit-faced every single time.
Yeah.
I don't
It's a
have a
real
ton of
problem.
experience with this because I left when I was 18. So
Yeah, Caitlin
only
didn't
recently
Caitlin didn't like
that
growing up in L.A.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
a big fan.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
you
not...
left and moved here. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the type of city to not have your own agency. So I feel like living with your parents might be a little
Yes.
bit
Yeah.
of an issue.
But can you imagine, like, because you've told stories about this where, like, you're just in like you're like everything. Like every time you turn on a television set, growing up in LA, you're like, oh,
That's your house.
I had no concept that movies weren't reflections of every other person's life until I went to college in Ohio and I was watching a movie and I was like, oh, that's right by my elementary school. And everyone around me was like, what?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
like
that's...
Sister Act was filmed in my elementary school.
See, I feel like that's got to be weird.
Yeah.
That's got to be
That's
weird.
got to be like sort
Yeah.
of
It's weird when you're
Yeah.
watching them walk around, you're like, oh, they're in the principal's office.
Yeah. I
you
went
know?
to college in the place where they shot Vampire Diaries
Oh.
and Dukes of Hazzard.
Ah.
Yeah, they shoot those in the same place. Huh? Isn't that crazy?
Wait, did you
That's
go to
funny,
LSU?
Those two worlds.
No,
No.
I went to Oxford of Emory, and then
Oh, you mean the original Dukes of
Yes,
Hazzard?
the original one.
I thought the
Yeah.
fucking
The Jessica Simpson.
yeah. I
Yeah.
thought the
Nah.
Jay Chandrika.
if I didn't know you were from New Orleans, I would
Yeah.
be like, why the fuck do you know that?
yeah, here I go talking about how phonetic ethnic names are, and I can't even Jay Chandrika. How do you say his?
I have no idea.
If I looked at it though, if I looked at it, I could read it correctly. It's the dude from the Broken Lizard. They made that movie.
Jay
yeah.
Chandrasekhar.
Yes, that guy.
That's what that. Yeah.
Who is also a very funny stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I
I've
have
seen him
heard
do
that.
stand-up, and he's pretty. Those guys all. I mean, I've met two of them, and they've both done stand-up, and I thought they were both like him
Yeah.
and I can't remember the other guy's name. That
Yeah.
sucks, but he's the white Steve Lemmy.
Oh,
They
okay,
were both.
yeah.
Yeah.
They came through the improv in Atlanta when I was like first starting out, and I think because they came as Broken Lizard, it wasn't just like any of the individuals. So
Right,
I just
right.
kind of was like, are they just gonna do Super Troopers?
Just
What is it?
the Super Troopers live.
Yeah, like
I'd
I
see
didn't
that.
understand what like a group doing stand up was like.
Wait,
So-
Caitlin, have you ever seen Super Troopers?
I have not.
Caitlin hasn't. For someone
For
who
someone who grew up
the
in LA, I haven't seen a lot of
You know what? I feel like it's got to be easy to tune out.
Yeah, it's like the thing that everybody does. Like that's what you do all the
Yeah.
time.
It
And
sounds
so,
like work.
as someone that didn't want to be mainstream, I was like, "Fuck this!" You
Right.
know?
I
Like, sit in my
gotcha.
room and write songs.
I gotcha.
I'm angsty.
Well, you're from Atlanta, right?
I am from
I
Atlanta.
just went to Atlanta for the first time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fun. We did the 1 a.m. secret show.
Yeah.
And
That's
saw
a
a little
fun
bit of
one.
Atlanta. Walked
Yeah.
around a bunch.
People don't realize how fucking green Atlanta is.
Yeah, it's got.
I had no idea.
I just found out it doesn't have the most tree coverage in the country, but it's way up there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's and hills.
Yeah.
You forget.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. For some reason, because you had told me that there's like, it's not very walkable, I just expected like a lot of
And by
lot
that
of
I mean,
driving
yeah.
and a lot of just like kind of arid landscape. But it was
Oh, yeah.
really beautiful and green.
Yeah. It's very nice.
It's also very. You talk about filming shit now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it is everything.
Yeah.
Everything's
Oh,
there
yeah.
now. Yeah.
All Marvel, all of that stuff.
in Atlanta.
Everything. Yeah.
In Atlanta, fucking Georgia.
Yeah.
Could have been New Orleans. Thanks, Bobby Jindal. You know?
It's fucked up because, like, right as I was moving out of Atlanta, Rodney, who runs Star Bar,
Right.
he kept telling me to. He's like, you need to stay. Film industry's about to blow up here.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's bullshit. I'm going to LA. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Not realizing he works in the film industry,
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
knows. Oh, I'm getting more checks. So like,
Yeah.
you can too.
Well, and also just for context, if you're ever in Atlanta on a Monday night, go to the Star Bar in Little Five Points on a Monday at what 8? I don't know what. Just Monday night.
Anywhere
Yeah.
from 8 to 9.
Yeah.
To,
It's
Yeah.
it's a comedy. It's Atlanta's like it's fucking awesome. However, if you're not a smoker, just brace yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the
Oh,
few you
yeah.
can still smoke inside, and people are like, "Well, I'm gonna."
and somehow has
gonna.
a 97 health rating. Couldn't tell you how.
Probably because they always
That's
get the health
funny.
inspector who's a smoker. Like, oh,
Yeah.
finally.
I think it's like how in statistics you just throw out the outliers. So they're
Yeah.
okay, it's great for a place where you smoke.
Yeah, right.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, also, and I may be slightly paraphrasing here. In fact, I definitely am. But to my knowledge, one of the reasons why Atlanta is such a big, or the biggest, I think the biggest filming hub in the U.S. right now is because there was a lot of shit filming in Louisiana, and then Governor Bobby Jindal, from what I understand, made a play of, well, we only make this much in tax revenue off the film industry, so if we lift this tax credit, we'll make 3 times as much. Not realizing, like, oh no,
People are
no
gonna
one
leave.
filming here for any other reason, you fucking moron.
Yeah.
And then they all were like, well, we're already in the South. What else are we Where else? Atlanta?
Yeah.
We're kind of filming there too. Let's just move everything there.
Yeah.
Fuck. But at the same time, Atlanta is one of those because it's kind of in the hills.
Uh-huh.
It is such a like beautiful city, and you don't hear that enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like just cultural, and I think it's the most diverse city in the States,
Yeah.
easily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also New Orleans is such a specific city, I feel.
Yeah,
Very
it
European.
is.
Yeah,
Very
I feel like
European.
it's got
It's got
to
a
be
very
really
specific
hard to
vibe.
like
Yeah.
shoot everything there. Whereas there's like,
Yeah.
there are parts of Atlanta that look like parts of New Orleans.
Oh,
there are
easily.
parts of Atlanta that look like New York,
New York,
or
yeah.
Chicago, or so you can make it look like anything.
Like Sydney, Australia.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can make it happen.
Yeah, you're like, there's an Australian.
There's plenty of dirt. And snakes.
You just next time we go to Atlanta, we're like, is that a fucking kangaroo? It's like
Right.
they shot that.
They brought
Yeah,
it in.
they brought him in.
the Australian
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
So wait, but you grew up in Atlanta.
I grew up in sort of between Atlanta, Stone Mountain, and Lithonia.
What the hell is Stone Mountain? Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain is where Donald Glover is from.
Oh,
Yeah.
but where is that?
That's like east of Atlanta, so it's
Stone
like
Mountain.
right on the perimeter. Hey, are you familiar with the Klan? The Ku Klux
Absolutely.
Klan? That's where that's where they were founded for the
Seriously?
second time. For the second time.
Jesus.
Oh.
It's
I always
like
thought
South
they were in
Carolina.
Mississippi. Oh, South Carolina first?
Yeah, I think so.
Shit.
They really took off in Mississippi.
yeah, that was where they.
Not
Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah. I'd say Mississippi was like their. I'm trying to think of like an analogy of like a musician.
like their Germany.
They're
If
like
if
Big
they're
Break.
They're
Oh.
David Hasselhoff. Mississippi was their Germany.
It was like their girls' trip.
Just huge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Suddenly they're headlining.
And that's where you're from. That's where you're from.
Yeah.
Shit, were there like remnants of that still there? I mean, I guess Georgia.
Oh,
there's
yeah,
gonna be,
absolutely. So, I was gonna tell you a story about that I decided to shelve for
Okay.
another time.
Yeah, sure.
So basically, first of all, when I was a kid, I had one white neighbor who, and I used to hang out with him all the time. And then my brother and I realized we had never been into their house. And we just caught wind that his mom did not want us coming into his house. And like, I remember one time as a kid, just like looking into their window when they were out of the house for the day, and there was fucking nothing in there. She was just like trying to keep us out of there to touch what? Like, what are we gonna break? That's one of the most baffling things about racism is like you don't have shit for me to touch
you're
anyway.
fucking-
Like,
Yeah.
what is your
You're white trash.
That's
Yeah.
so bizarre.
I don't want to touch your trash.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say much worse.
Oh
I
no.
thought you
No.
I thought you were going to say you looked in there and there were just fucking people chained up.
Oh,
And like
Jesus. Yeah.
Nazi insignias everywhere.
I mean,
Swastikas.
I did
fuck.
go to the laser show at Stone Mountain a lot on Fridays.
Okay.
And I mean it's straight up just a Confederate
Really?
shit show. Yeah.
Yeah,
And my
Jesus.
mom's Nigerian, so she didn't have the context to be like, oh, this is white people that are bad. So I just grew up like hearing I'm proud to be an American all the time. My mom fucking loves that song. But
Really?
yeah, she goes nuts every time that song comes on. She loves Willie Nelson, who is thankfully a good person.
Yeah, he's a good dude, yeah.
But yeah, Nigerians fucking love country music.
That really?
Yeah.
That is fucking
funny.
hilarious. That is one of those, like, you never know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just never know
Yeah,
what's
you
I
going
feel
to
like
hit
a lot
where.
of the world is coming around to it though. Like
The country music?
yeah, like the
Old country, I can
old
understand.
country.
Okay,
Yes,
old country,
yeah.
Not pop like stadium
countries.
country, but like the Brits are like really into it, and like a bunch of like the underground scene in London right now is like all into playing banjos and like
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like that
I mean, that's
comeuppance of songwriting, I guess, in a nationalistic kind of way.
Well, but also,
yeah.
like old country's all about just like I'm down on my ass.
yeah.
Everything's
I guess the
fucked, and I
world's
gotta
feeling
find
that.
a goddamn something to get me out of bed in the morning, or I'll stay here
Right.
till I
Yeah.
die.
I gotta find some coal. and save my life.
Well, that's like because someone was talking about Rod Stewart last night, and like that Rod
My mom
Stewart
also loves Rod Stewart.
does she?
Yes.
Okay, so there's that the Rod Stewart song "Downtown Train."
I don't
Big,
know any.
big Rod. Big Rod Stewart hit "Downtown Train," and it's a song about love and misconnection. But it's originally a Tom Waits song. And
Oh,
when
you were
you
telling me
listen
about
to the
this.
lyrics, it's about a fucking pervert. It's about a creepo,
Right.
like who follows a girl home and basically, like, when I see you tonight on a downtown train. Because Tom Waits, a lot of his music is about the fucking dredges of society because he's,
Yeah.
lived in the streets of New York when it was a bad place.
Right.
And so all of his songs are about that. But then Rod Stewart took that song and put like the downtown train is where I fall in love. And it's like, no, Rod. You're fucking romanticizing some creepy shit.
Yeah. I feel like
so
that's what
funny.
all of old music was, man.
Yeah, just singing about the darkness, and then everyone's like,
Yeah.
"No, it's
Yeah.
fun though, right?" It's like,
Yeah.
well,
I don't know. I love the opposite shit when you take something like "Hey Ya," great song, and then you do an acoustic version. You're like, oh man, this song is about a breakup. I love taking happy songs or seemingly happy songs,
Yeah.
and then you hear the like a different, like slower take on it, and you're like, oh fuck.
Right. And you
This
realize
is
what it's
creepy.
actually about.
Yeah.
I remember a couple months ago. It was longer than that, maybe a year or two or so ago. Finding out that the Rolling Stones song "Brown Sugar,"
Yeah.
the original title was "Black Pussy." It's like how
someone
blunt.
finds like, guys,
Wow.
we gotta nix this, man. Like,
no, but what do you mean? They will love it. People will love it. That's a terrible.
Yeah.
I can't do.
yeah,
Can't do that.
like,
No.
No, Mick, no.
no,
What do you mean?
Oh
you
yeah,
can-
you got that Phantom R there.
Yeah.
No.
No, we
more
can make it
Australian,
whatever we
but-
want.
Yeah.
No, the
I gotta
people will
listen to
love
that
black
song
pussy.
again.
Brown sugar, yeah. It fits black pussy.
Yeah.
Same, yeah.
it's wild.
That's so nuts.
I mean,
You're glad the producer steered it the other way.
yeah, right.
What if it was the wrong kind of producer? It's like, I don't think that's strong enough.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't think this hurts the ears enough. Just hearing these
You
words.
could just go way worse and fit it
No,
in the
I'm
three
glad
syllables.
they reeled it back.
The listeners, don't imagine what they could fit in that three syllables. Imagine a lighter version.
Yeah.
Or a happier version.
Oh, man.
But Jesus Christ, dude, that's a fucking...
It's like
yeah.
that's just what music was.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah. And
I wonder if there are other examples like that. Now I
Oh,
want to know.
there
There definitely
absolutely
are. I
are.
just don't know any of them.
like so many old songs are just like about eyeballing a 14-year-old girl.
Oh,
Just
my God,
all
yeah.
of old music is like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was in Chicago at, I can't remember the name of the place, but I think it's just Buddy Guy's bar. I think it's just called Buddy Guy's.
I think it is,
Buddy
too.
Guy, he's like a heralded, blues musician, right? And he went on stage that night and sang a song, and it was all about going down on a girl. And at one point, one of the lyrics said she was like 19.
Yeah.
19-year-old girl or whatever.
Yeah.
And the audience sort of like laughed, and like mid-song, Buddy Guy was like, I didn't write this, by the way. This is Muddy Waters. But just kind of like threw that out there. Like, Muddy Waters, Muddy Waters wrote this, but I'm going to continue. And he sang, I mean, that guy, for being like 75 or
Yeah.
however, this was in 2015. He like some pipes on that dude. But like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, we were talking yesterday about how there's that song, Turning Japanese, that
Oh yeah.
it's about jerking off.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what turning
Yeah.
Japanese is supposed to be. It's
Yeah.
like
Something like that.
fucking ridiculous. But yeah, there was a lot of. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess there was a time where people. I think this was the honest thought. if the actual music itself was good enough,
Yeah.
no one was going to pay attention.
Oh yeah,
to it.
nobody
Yeah.
gave
That's
a
very
shit,
true.
man.
Yeah.
Or you could just mask it as like, it's my way of expressing, music, you can do that a lot more than stand up.
Oh yeah,
Stand up, say what you
stand up.
mean.
You're just like saying words.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you believe this?
And music, you can be
This
like,
is-
no, it's a metaphor for this thing.
Yeah, right. It's just that Beatles song. She was just 17. It's like it's a metaphor for 18.
Yes.
It's a-
Which, of course, is a simile for 21. I mean, 21, of course.
yeah,
Wait, so you said Stone Mountain and did you say Lithuania? No.
Lithonia,
Lithonia.
which I think the roots of those words might be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said, I was like, wouldn't surprise me, Lithuania for a while, but Lithonia, is that also Georgia?
Yeah. So they're sort of in. They sort
Same.
of border each other.
All right.
My dad was in Stone Mountain. My mom was in Lithonia.
How did they meet?
I believe they met at a party. My dad was friends with my uncle at the time, and I always think about how upset I would be if my dad just had kids with my sister.
I'd be
They're
pretty
just
upset by that too.
Yeah, and now I mean they don't really
Your
talk now,
dad.
so it's like,
That's funny.
yeah. I don't really know the whole story, but that's
But,
about it.
that's, what was your mom, was your mom visiting from Nigeria or?
No, I think she lived here at that point. I'm not positive.
It's crazy whenever you meet, it's like, I imagine it's got to be, if you're coming to the States, being like, oh, I hope I get somewhere good.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you meet, people whose parents grew up in Omaha. And you're like, how did they end up in Omaha? Not saying Omaha sucks. It's just, it seems like such a random place, or, excuse me. Or Starkville, Mississippi.
Yeah.
You're like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Of all places
Yeah.
to land. But I guess
I don't
it's,
know.
yeah.
But I also think that in some ways that's pretty cool because if you're
Sure.
immigrating to America and then you just end up in, I don't know, Koreatown in Los Angeles and you're just surrounded by more Koreans and you're not adapting to the culture, the language necessarily. Why did you move in the first place?
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
in America, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's so many questions in regard to that. Like, some people just want to I don't know. I feel like they're sometimes it's just safer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends where you're coming from, but sometimes it's just you still want to be around your people, just be safer.
I totally get that too.
Whereas my mom came to Atlanta and was just like, I want to move to the middle of nowhere, Georgia, where it's quiet. I want to be around nobody.
Yeah.
Except these white neighbors who have nothing.
Who
And
won't let my
us see-
children
and
in
won't
the
let-
house?
Oh, have you been to my mom's house?
Yeah, these white neighbors who are just like, you can't come in here and touch my nothing. Why not? I don't know. And they just break down crying. They're like, thank you.
That's the
You go
second
waving your
subtitle.
hands
Touch
around,
my nothing.
touching my hair.
Yeah, that's the other. That's the
Yeah.
other subtitle. Or,
Yeah.
touch my nothing.
Touch my nothing. I like it.
Wait, say that again. Say
Touch my nothing.
Wait till I wait. Okay, go.
Touch my. No, I can't do
The
it. now.
Texas comes out.
Touch my nothing.
Touch
Oh,
my
yeah, that's
my,
great.
My daddy's from Texas. That's why my
Okay.
brother's name is Travis.
Okay.
Travis.
Okay.
So
So that's why when I say Travis, it sounds like I'm saying Trevor.
Yeah.
Trevor. Yedoye, will
Yes.
you tell us your story in 5 words?
Yes. Okay. So I gotta think of these words to be honest.
Go ahead.
So, just for I
There
guess
can be
just to-
phrases as
okay.
Yeah.
Just to say topical, let's say beer.
well. Okay.
Okay.
Beer.
There's beer involved. There was a show involved. So let's say show.
Show.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Tennis.
Tennis.
Oh.
Theater. Let's say theater.
Yeah.
Theater.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Yeah. You remember
Yeah.
this? Sorry. And then let's say, oh man, I feel like the last one is gonna be let's say crimes. There are crimes
Crimes.
involved.
I like
yeah.
it.
No. So wait. Beer, show, tennis, theater, and crimes. What I
Yes.
remember. No, I think someone had told me this about you
Yeah.
at the time. Was
Yeah.
that you? You're not a beer guy. right? And you're just like, no, and you go out, and a lot of times when people offer drinks, they just assume because you grew up in a southern state, they're like, oh, Yedoye wants
it's a
beer.
very show thing as well. When you're performing, you get drink tickets. It's usually for beer, but you're watching your figure. You're playing a lot of tennis. That's your sport.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so there was a time, they offered you some beer.
Yeah.
And you were like, no thanks, don't be a show off here. I got tennis to go play.
Yeah.
So you were playing the tennis, and it struck you as you were serving. You were like, you know what? I think I want to be an artist, a performer.
Yeah.
Because I heard that about you when you were a tennis player. You were a very theatrical.
Yeah.
You'd be like, serve or don't serve.
Yeah.
Kind of was more about the theatrics than about the sport.
A lot of physical comedy.
Right.
You like to throw up the tennis racket, it'd spin, you'd catch it right as the ball was coming towards you. Big hit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And that and exactly. And that led you to this life of, what you are now, which people don't realize. And I would, I don't want to suck your dick here or pat you on the back, but their crimes have been solved through your jokes.
And I wasn't gonna bring it up, but
people
It's
don't
almost criminal how good you are at transitioning from tennis to fucking stand up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just having that tennis foundation that really helped me in my performance of stand-up comedy.
Right.
Because it's like a microphone. Almost look. It's sort.
You hold it like
hold it exactly like a racket. To the face.
Yeah.
And speak into it.
True. Sometimes
you do.
like a ball coming towards you, someone will throw a heckle at you. You got to bat that away.
Yeah, just bat that right back.
Yeah.
Bat it right back.
And that's the story we heard was
That's
that
the
someone
origin
offered
story.
you beer. You were like, quit showing off. I got to go play tennis. During which you realized I'm too theatrical for sports.
Yeah,
It's
and now
criminal
you're a stand-up comic.
that I'm not a stand-up, and
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
Also, crimes have been solved during your stand-up. Very petty
Yes.
ones,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
who didn't laugh.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that one pretty spot on.
It was a lot of Scooby Doo style crimes. Like, oh, let's go up to that house. Let's go to that house and tell some jokes.
Yeah. Who in this room is wearing a mask of another person? You know?
What, bro?
Yeah, and we're all like, well, we're all on social media, so technically we all are in a sense, sort of a
Yeah.
metaphysical
exactly.
kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all wearing a mask.
Everyone is wearing a metaphorical mask. So
And
that's
of course, there are dogs involved in social media. Scooby Doo,
and just pictures of dogs.
pictures of dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's but
We nailed that. We totally.
No, you guys
we
totally.
got it,
Honestly,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I need to tell the story. You guys got it.
I think you do.
You guys
I
nailed it.
think you need to tell us the real story.
Okay. So the real story is a few years ago. I went to Palm Beach, Florida, West Palm Beach.
West Palm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing a weekend of shows there with Colin Jost
Okay.
of SNL fame.
SNL's own.
And one of those nights, I think Saturday, maybe, it sounds about right. He got an email that morning from one Kevin Spacey.
What?
Saying, hey, I'm in town this weekend, and I want to come see your show.
When was this?
This was
After?
this was
Before
when it
the
was
scandal.
fine.
Okay.
This is when it was still okay.
Yeah.
And so we're in the green room hours later, and he tells us about this email. And we're just like, there's no way Kevin Spacey is actually in. Like, what a weird coincidence that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that he's here, and then that he wants to come to the show at all. Like, why would he want to do? And then we do the show. Everybody does great. It's very fun. And sure enough, after my set, I get off stage and I see the tiniest man run towards me in a little mail boy hat, like a little paper boy hat. And he just sticks his hand out to me. He's like, hey man, I love stand-up comedy. I used to be a stand-up comedian and I admire young comedians so much. I just want to shake your hand. And I have to get down real low to see under this fucking hat. But it's Kevin Spacey.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And he's just sort of patting us all on the back, giving us all our props.
Right.
And people keep trying to take pictures with him and shit. And he's like, no, this is their time. He was like directing people towards us.
Right.
And at one point he took a picture with me and he took it on his phone. asked for my contact info and was like, how do I get in touch with you? And I gave him my phone number and my email address for some reason. And so now Kevin Spacey just has a way to contact. I've just been waiting for him to like get to his
reach out.
Yeah.
Hey man, look, I need a good image. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you help me here?
Yeah, just like when he gets to the end of his rope, his contacts.
He's just gonna show up.
So
Yeah, right.
Nuts.
But he never sent me that picture. He just has it, and now before he sort of went down, I kept trying to I kept telling people I had met Kevin Spacey. They're like, no, bullshit. There's no way.
And you didn't have a picture to prove
There's
it.
a picture of me and Kevin Spacey out there in the world that...
I mean...
yeah.
You know, because like his whole thing of being like, oh, the reason what did he say? He was like, the reason I did these things is because I realize I'm gay. I've always been.
He just came out of the closet to distract from. It was bad.
So I'm glad for your sake.
Right.
No, it didn't.
I'm glad for your sake. He didn't also decide to tweet that picture out and be like, see,
yeah,
I know black people too.
Oh, I've thought about it.
Like, oh,
yeah. I understand that these allegations are very serious, but look, a black guy.
Oh man,
which is exactly what Trump is doing. So it's not unlikely.
Yes, it's very true. But I feel like then, because the whole gay community, after he was like, "I'm gay," like that, and to distract, they were like, "We want no part of you."
That's it's so funny to me because I feel like just now people are trying to be so much clearer about what sexual orientation means and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm gay," and they were just like, "No, you're not.
Yeah.
You can't be."
Yeah. You're not speaking for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like had he posted that picture with you, the black community would be like, "No, you're not friends.
Yeah.
Like you can't be part
Right.
of this."
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is crazy.
That's a crazy story,
That's also,
dude.
what was he doing in West Palm?
That's where the rest of the story comes in. He was getting,
there's more.
There's more.
Oh, more.
So basically, after the show, after we took all these pictures, he offered to take us out to drinks at this bar across the street, and
which at the time, of course, you're going to be like,
Yeah, I'm gonna have drinks with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
Duh.
absolutely.
why would I not have this story? It's come into use.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But he he had roped off this section of the bar, or I don't know if he did that in advance or if he asked them to do it afterward.
I don't know how
when we
that
got
works.
there. I have no idea.
It's that famous person magic.
Yeah.
Where they just, at some point, this
It's
happened.
like you don't want to be
Yeah.
around other people. Okay.
Yeah, but it was weird because I feel like he had the power in that moment to just make it a fun bar and really have that party pop.
Yeah.
But we're just in this roped off section, 5 of us,
Yeah.
just kind of dancing at Kevin Spacey, all weird.
Dancing at him?
Dancing
Oh,
at
it was
him.
a dance bar.
Yeah, it was a dance bar. He danced a little bit. We danced, and then we
Was it all guys under 30?
You know what? I was 24.
Yeah. So under 25 even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was old for him, but but yeah. So we danced for a little while, and then we went and had a few beers with his tennis coach and his
I was wondering how
girlfriend.
tennis was going to
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was in town just getting tennis lessons.
What?
He came to Florida to get tennis lessons.
That is some
Probably
famous
from
person
France.
shit right
Didn't
there.
he live in France for a while?
I think, or in London as
Or
well.
he must
I
have
think
multiple,
so.
yeah.
Somewhere in Europe.
Wow.
But yeah, I've posted a lot about him since then, just sort of disparaging things, I guess.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
not any more disparaging than anyone else.
He
Yeah,
fucking
Yeah.
brought that upon himself.
Yeah. But at least up until that point, I was still friends with his tennis coach and girlfriend and his girlfriend on Facebook. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Kevin Spacey turned out to be Kaiser Soze turned out to be a perv.
Yeah, who would have thought? Who would have thought a
That
movie
is-
villain?
That's
And that
so
is crazy. I think it would be amazing to be that rich, not to where you molest people, but where you can rope off bars and fly to different cities for random lessons.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to rope off the bar though. I'd just be like, this is a cool thing for everybody, you know?
Yeah,
Not
right.
just have 5 men dancing
You know,
at you.
yeah, you know what?
It
You know
seems
what?
awkward.
If I were
Yeah.
famous enough, you know what I would want? I would want to like go to a bar in disguise.
Yeah.
Like I would be like,
Yeah.
give me a wig,
That
give
would
me
be
some
so
like
fun.
different
Yeah.
color contacts. Let me just be in disguise, and no
yeah.
one realizes.
Yeah.
That like, which I think I don't know why there isn't a group of famous people doing that right now.
I'm sure they do.
Oh,
but
they
you
think-
don't know though.
I think that market has been cornered by like basketball players.
Do they do that?
Yeah, they go into disguise and just like play pickup games with
What?
strangers.
Really?
It's hilarious.
That's
yeah.
fucking
really
really
cool.
hilarious,
Yeah,
dude.
it's what the whole Uncle Drew movie is based on.
Oh,
Like, Kyrie
okay.
Irving actually went and did that.
That's you see, I love that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's
Just
so
like
fun to watch.
fucking just
Adele
smoking
went
people.
there. This was filmed, I think, but Adele went to like an Adele impersonation contest in disguise and watched all of these women like dressed up as her with like fake noses and wigs, and they all impersonated singing like her. And then she went up kind of not looking like herself and started singing, and just slowly watched them all realize by her voice that it was her.
Yeah.
And like break
Oh, that's
down into
amazing.
tears.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston walked around. He went to Comic-Con a few years ago and walked around in like a Walter White mask.
Yeah.
And just all day walked around this
That's
Walter White
funny.
mask, and then went to the panel, the Breaking Bad panel, with the Walter White mask on. Just took it off. Yeah, that was him.
I love that.
That's fucking
Isn't
funny.
there
great.
like there's something about like Charlie Chaplin going to a Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest and losing?
Oh,
or
that's
something like
amazing.
that?
That's-
I've heard people like going on American Idol and singing their own songs and
And people
not,
being like, "No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just really don't understand the essence of this."
Yeah.
What the fuck are
Yeah.
you talking about? I mean, that is crazy because that is one of those like utterly random.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Utterly, and then you're like, of course he knows Colin.
Yeah.
You know,
Obviously.
not because Colin's a good dude. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Colin's also famous, so
Yeah.
famous people
It's
just know
probably
each other.
pretty easy to get his email
Yeah,
address
yeah.
with
Yeah.
those contacts.
Like, I wonder, what do you like? I wonder about this all the time. Like, is it a thing? Like, I know a couple of people who are famous.
Yeah.
Like a handful,
Mm-hmm.
like that I've known before they were famous. They're famous now, and you know, keep in touch every now and again. But like,
Mm-hmm.
but they're also like you see on social media. They're just always hanging out with other famous people.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
wonder if it's a thing where it's like, hey, you're famous, I'm famous. We should just famous it up together.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like it's just like
It has to be.
I don't
Well-
think so. I think it must just be context of those are the people you're hanging out with because that's what your job is.
Because that's what level
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
I
like-
think part of it is like, because I would definitely try to like throw
Fuck
my weight
yeah.
around and be like, hey, let's hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fan
Certainly.
of yours. I hope you're a fan of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably just like the friends from the office type of thing.
Yeah, I think
you
it
know?
Yeah,
probably
like
is
we're-
mostly that.
But that's what I'm saying. The office where everyone's famous. You know,
Yeah.
like we're,
Yeah.
we're like we work at the famous company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
right.
what we're like, hey, well, you're in accountants. I'm in marketing
Yeah.
and fame because we're both famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like that's gotta be because I had one thus far insane famous where I just through happenstance and a random set of circumstances end up hanging out at Sean Penn's house one night.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Sean, and it was very weird. Yeah. But he and
It
that,
wasn't that story you told on MTV, right?
which one?
Ha.
The one about
The Viceland one, I'm guessing, is.
oh, the
Oh
Vice-
no,
the
no,
Vice
no, no,
Land.
that
That
was
would
not,
be
that was not-
hilarious.
yeah, no, it was Sean Penn. No. This was a few years back. But this will give you the context. And at one point, he's looking at his phone and he's like, "Oh, Tom Petty might stop by."
I didn't know
What?
this part. That's
Yeah,
fucking
'cause
crazy. What if
because-
you'd hung out with Tom Petty?
I was hoping. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what if Tom Petty fucking shows up? Because Sean Penn lives in like Diagon Alley, Malibu.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you have to be rich to even see the entrance.
Right.
Yeah.
But his house was just
Me
very
and Sean Penn.
very modern.
I would
Yeah,
live there, too.
Very modest actually. His house was like a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1-story. No big deal.
No, yeah.
But he was just Tom Petty lived in the neighborhood. He's like, oh, Tom Petty might stop by, and I was like, what the fuck? Why? Like is
Insane.
that like I remember that being my like why? Just like
I
but
bet if
then
you'd
think-
said it out loud, he would have been like, because I'm Sean Penn.
or yeah, but also because it's like yeah, they're both famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I feel like no, there's definitely because I know if I was at a place and I saw if we were famous, if all three of us were famous, and I saw you two at like I don't know an event where no one else was famous, it'd be like hey. We should go to fame. We should go like strategize.
We should fame
Yeah.
it up.
Famatize or
Yeah.
Yeah.
but not like in a dick way. Just in like we're all experiencing the same things.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Well, it's like whenever I see another black person, I'll go talk to them. Same shit.
It's like being famous, the same thing as being a black person around.
I mean, in the sense that you can relate to each other's experience.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a famous person and you start complaining about your problems to anyone that's not famous, I bet they don't like it very much.
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's actually a good point. I was at a comedy festival earlier this year. Do you know David Bory?
Yeah.
David Bory, wonderful comedian, lives out in L.A. And Joel Kim Booster, also a wonderful comedian, lives in L.A. We were in this green room, and Bory just asked me, he's like, man, you've probably never had to, like, be in a room and look at another white person and just kind of acknowledge each other's presence, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, fuck. It was just one of those moments where, like, I got exactly what he was asking me, and it was like, shit. And he was like, yeah, it's it's like your whole life. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Just the realization of that is like, man, like just that little thing that's something you, for example, have grown up with since you've grown up.
Yeah.
And it's like the realization of like, wow.
Yeah.
That was like another level of understanding for me.
Yeah, it's weird. I was talking to a friend about this like a week or so ago, because we were just standing in the middle of we were just standing in Bushwick on like DeKalb or something like that, and this other white dude came up and asked us for directions, and within seconds I looked around and I was like, oh, he asked because you're the only white person on this street. And she messaged me like hours later and was like, "You're right. I didn't even realize. I had no idea."
I feel like, God, I feel like that situation could be worse too. Like the guy comes over, asks your friend for directions because she's the other white people, and then to you it's just like, by the way, I love Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
just like you're like, why the fuck did you have to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's especially funny because like it was a very like Puerto Rican street, and then just like like he asked her for directions, and her as a white woman and me as a black dude, we average out to about a Puerto Rican as a presence. So like, what are you doing?
And like growing up as like a teenager, or like as a younger man, 20s, I worked in a lot of restaurants and shit, and that was the place where the number one prototype of the like 35-year-old manager who's just a white guy named something like Todd. No offense to people named Todd, but it's a very
much offense to people named Todd.
Tons of offense, but it's a very managerial of a restaurant name.
Yes,
and they were the guys who like talking to me would be like, all right, look, you need to like make sure you do your prep work and just know that we're gonna need double the peppers cut. So just get on that as soon as you can, and then turn to the black employee and be like, these honkies, know what I'm saying, fool?
Jesus Christ, man.
Anyway, you know what? The customer's gonna be tripping tonight, so we're just gonna double down on the line presence.
Man.
Hear me, cheese, home cheese. All right.
Oh man,
we're gonna smoke a blunt up in this biatch later, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I feel it's funny because I feel like as a white dude, you have to be like, are they just really good friends? Does he know him better than he knows me? What is happening?
Is home cheese an inside joke that I'm not a part of?
I mean, for real, an actual experience I had that at the time didn't realize it was as funny as it was, but that exact thing. Manager, whose name is Todd, was talking to the black employee, whose name was Greg, like that. And as soon as Todd walked off, another employee, I don't remember this dude's name, but another white guy was just like, what the fuck is that dude's problem? He's fucking, you know what I'm saying? He's just straight acting a fucking donkey in that motherfucker. Like, and I was like,
What?
You just did. You
double down.
You just damned him for doing what you're doing now.
That's
Oh my
fucking
God.
hilarious.
I just didn't at the time was just like, that's
man.
fucked up. I'm just gonna keep fucking cutting bell peppers.
Yeah, I fucking love it, man. I was where was he? I got a lift the other day, and just I was so relieved that it was a black dude because he was I forget what he was playing. He was like playing Kendrick or something like, or it might have been Migos, something that like isn't quite as pertinent in the white community, I guess. And then it was a pool, so he picked up another rider and saw it was a white dude. And right as the guy was opening the door, he just goes, "This dude's acting weird. I'm gonna put on some Sam Smith." And he just put on Sam Smith, and we just listened.
That's so funny.
And then I had to sit next to this dude for 15 minutes just trying not to laugh.
As Sam Smith just serenading.
Yeah.
you.
He played 3 Sam Smith songs in a row.
That's so funny.
That is. It's one. There you go. That's what it does to me. It makes me go like, why though?
Yeah.
Why do you have to fucking care so much?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. What's the? I want to get into the psyche of the person who's like, oh, there's a minority. I got to prove that I know about their heritage.
Oh,
I got to
yeah.
prove it.
Yeah.
Got to prove
Opposite.
myself right now because I'm so insecure about who I am.
Yeah.
I've got to
Yeah.
prove that I'm not a piece of shit. And it's like you do that by just not
Yeah.
just being.
Just being a
Treating
human.
them like a human being.
being a guy.
Yeah.
I think that is a good
Third
ultimate
subtitle.
third
Treat
subtitle.
them like
Yeah.
a human being.
No, just be a human
Oh,
being.
be a human being. Yeah.
Just be a human
Live
being.
life, be a human
Yeah.
being.
No, live life. What was the second one?
Something about nothing.
No, touch my nothing.
touch
Touch my nothing.
Be
Live
a
life,
human being.
Touch my nothing. Be a human being. That's like a haiku almost.
It is.
Oh my god!
It's not though.
It's
But
not,
we can shape it into a haiku.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What was the first one again?
Live,
live
life.
life.
Live your life every
No.
day you
575.
touch my nothing. So just be a human.
Do you know what a haiku is?
I did. I just did it. 575.
Oh.
I just did it. Boom. Every guest gets a haiku.
Oh, that's a thing you will never live down.
We're not doing that.
This is a promise you cannot back up.
Where can the people find you?
Oh, I'm on all social media at Professor Doye. I have my podcast Dark Tank,
Dark Tank.
which
Dark Tank. Check it out.
and I have a special coming out on Epix.
Oh, I saw this.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. That was the thing. God damn it. That was the thing
We
I
can
was.
talk about
Yeah.
it.
I had. We're going to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
Because I was just doing the Atlanta Punchline.
Yeah.
And they had your poster in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I found out.
Oh, really?
It
We
was like,
did see
oh,
that.
look, Epix. And I was like, Epix taping, what? And they were
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, you shot it there? No.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Atlanta. Mm-hmm. At the Punchline, though?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Cool.
fucking cool.
Yeah, it was.
When's that?
It was so fun.
That's awesome. When does that come out?
So the series premieres on the 5th.
Okay.
So like Friday, and then I don't know when my episode is out. But
All right. Well, this will probably be out after the premiere. But let's say this: if you haven't caught Yedoye Travis on Epix, do it. Honestly, one of my favorite performers to watch and hang out with, and fucking hilarious guy. Follow him on the social medias.
Yeah.
He just named them all off.
Yeah. Check out his podcast.
Professor Doye, and check out.
Doye, by the way. I'm trying to reclaim the title of Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would actually be a fucking fantastic yay challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like get famous
I'll
enough.
take it. My
fuck-
Twitter name right now is More Likable Yay.
Oh, I love that. You should definitely reclaim it based on the
Yeah.
way.
All
No,
right,
I'm
help
taking it.
He's
He's
Yedoye
spiraling.
reclaim yay.
Yeah.
For the
and,
people.
And listen to Dark Tank. Thank you for coming in as always.
Yeah,
Of course.
thank
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Right.
This was great.
Bye. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door? Don't try to fight the feeling, 'cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for Mom and Dad for sticking two together, 'cause we don't know how. Hey, hey, You think you've got it, oh, you think you got it. You got it, just don't get it till there's nothing at all. We get together, oh, we get together. But separate's always better when there's feelings involved. what they say is nothing is forever. Oh, then what makes love the exception? So why you are we so in denial?